Hey all, how you doing? It's Donnie, Sinbad the Sailor Man from Poetry Writes and Other Stuff from Sinbad the Sailor Man, coming at you today with Traffic Authorities Video Challenge number 45. 5 away from halfway there, guys. 5 away from halfway there. Okay, we left off with talking about different principles the other day, just random talk. So I thought we'd go over and discuss everything we've talked about so far. We've talked about the 5 areas of business: the marketing, the pre-sale, the sell, the servicing, and developing the client for life. Marketing is more leads, better leads. Pre-sale, someone raises their hand, remember? The sale is, well, you get that down and practice that with marketing. And servicing and developing your client for life is the response and the reaction to your servicing. We talked about the weakest link principle and how they're going to slow you down if you don't keep them up to speed, and they're going to give you a bad reputation if they don't start receiving some success. So you want to develop them as soon as you can, and you want to pick and choose the people you let into your organization. Just don't take anybody, or just because they got $1 don't mean they got the motivation or the spirit to do this. But if they're willing to change and change that brain and get in the game, you want to run with them. Okay, and part of that servicing is asking for the referrals. There's a 3-for-1 principle or a cluster principle where everybody you talk to knows at least 3 to 9 other people who may be interested in what you got. So if that prospect's not interested, always at the end keep the meeting sociable and polite and ask for the referral. Okay, excuse me. And we talked about the 4 steps to great leadership. It's having a future picture, a purpose, and knowing the objective, and setting goals, being able to measure them goals and track them goals, having a time frame to get that done. I'm sorry, I just got out of the shower and shut the fan off so you can hear me. And it's so humid today, I'm just melting here. And we talked about who's going to be responsible and how things are going to get done, and having a due date, and regular updates, and managing up and managing out, and having a concrete communication system, the right balance with your downline and your team players and your employees or whatever. And that's the chain of command, like the military chain of command. That doesn't cross-relate to marketing when you're building your first set teams up. When you're building and first setting up your teams, you're going to have to work with everybody and anybody who is motivated and doing the thing. And we talked about the 4 different personalities, and the 5th one, the chameleon. And we talked about the modalities of learning: visual, seeing. If they can see it, they can do it. If they can hear it verbally, they can hear it and speak about it, they can do it. And kinesthetically is by doing the actual thing and feeling the emotions of when it's done. It's mostly touchy-feely with your hands. And we talked about the personalities having a primary and a secondary, and sometimes all the way up to 4 different personalities people got. That's them, not schizophrenics, just the way they deal with things is they use different personality traits. Now we'll talk about the amiable. And I mentioned that's one of my favorite personalities. I like to help out, got concern for others, I get along well with others, I got tenacity, I'm a peacemaker, try to keep the peace, I'm a conflict avoider, I don't like drama, I'll avoid it. And some amiables, even myself, if your feelings are going to get hurt or something, we'll lie to you. We won't lie about the important stuff, but your emotions, and if it's going to cause drama or pain for us, we'll lie to you. That's just the way we are. We can't help it. We're more vocal than most. There's 4 different major types of amiables. That's the one that's the motherer, a concern for others, the peacemaker we mentioned, the one that likes to be vocal and noticed and talk, do all the talking. And there's the compassionate one that's actually concerned about people. But we've got to remember that they're usually a dual personality with a driver, or the analytical, very rarely the expressive. And they are always in a state of conflict, just like the chameleon, because they're dealing with people and they don't like the pressures and the drama. Okay, tonight we'll talk about seeding the ground and harvesting. The seed always equals like success and reproduction and multiplication or duplication. When you plant one seed into the ground, you get a fruit with many fruits, and a fruit that contains many seeds within itself. And this is taking things into a new dimension. You could have one pepper plant and grow, that plant may grow half a dozen, maybe 12 peppers in its lifetime, maybe even more. And each one of them peppers contains probably anywhere from 50 to 60 on upwards to 100 seeds, depending on the type. So one seed at the right time in the good ground is going to produce the harvest. The Lord says 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. And that's not percentages, that's dimensions. You're going to get 30-fold is like a times, and the 100-fold is the maximum yield. They're talking about yields and not percentages when they're talking there. And then we talked about how to get to solve any problem is examination, finding the solutions, the steps to solve it, and then the implementation of them solutions. Okay, now we got affirmations and powers of 3 and different things we're going to talk about. And then we got testimonies to yourself. I can read some of my old ones here. It's going to say, I will be more consistent. I will create a new and more definite website, blog. I will find several partners, investors of like-minded willingness to learn from and expand my horizons with, and who are willing to do the same with me. I will actually write down my business plan. I have actually done this for different businesses, not this one here, but this plan is always changing, and it's kind of rough to keep that one focused and focused and on target, because the internet changes and the different techniques change daily, so you have to stay on top of that. I will regroup and clarify my businesses, my offerings with that business. I will seek out instruction for my weaknesses, and I will dish out my strengths. I will seek to hire part-time niche content writers and bloggers so I can get some time freedom. I will start seeking funding, grants, voc rehab if you're disabled like me, money or scholarships, or even crowdsource or Kickstarter, or look for an angel investor at your Chamber of Commerce and mastermind groups. I will continue an active learning schedule. I will become a forever student. I will attend meetups and reconsidering starting another meetup or mastermind group. I will use the videos and the audio CDs because I am a visual, and I'm all three of them types. I learn visually, I learn vocally, and I learn by doing. And we all do, but we all have a favorite, and mine is by watching and doing. So audio books, I love those things because I'm a multitasker, and that's shame on me. That's the kiss of death right there. You got to break away from that. You got to learn to focus on one thing. And with the brain that I got, it's kind of hard for me. Mine never shuts off, not even when I'm sleeping. And yours doesn't either, but mine does to a degree that is different than for other people. So, not saying I'm special or something, but it's just the way I got either a blessing or a cursing, and I ain't decided which it is yet. Sometimes it's both. Okay, I will continue with Toastmasters, and I have mentioned this. I am seeking a new Toastmasters group out, but the one that I started with, I got a little perturbed with because they had a tradition, and they broke from the tradition, and I'm not up with people who become unpatriotic when they are all about patriotism, like Boy Scout leaders and nurses and doctors and teachers of this country. When you say the Pledge of Allegiance, if it doesn't mean something to you, it should. Sorry, I got a mosquito biting me on the back. This has been a rough couple of weeks because the humidity is so high and the mosquitoes are so bad. Got them. But that's what goes on out in the country when you're living in a camper. Got cracks everywhere. They get in and they bite you. And then I'm going to cut this short, and we will talk some more. This has been Donnie with Poetry Writes and Other Stuff. This has been a video for the Traffic Authority Video Challenge, 100 videos in 100 days. And remember, you are a child of God. You were born rich. You were born free. Now, you got free will. And if you're in America, you got a lot of freedoms that a lot of people in the world don't have. You got a lot of blessings that a lot of people don't have. And the reason for that is because this is one nation under God. Now, like I said, I talk about God a lot, but I'm not trying to push him or shove him. I'm just trying to honor him. And I do that on a natural basis. It just happens. I don't seek to do it. I don't write it down to do it. It's just a natural part of me. So keep that in mind. If that's going to offend you, I don't want you to join up with me, because that's not going to change. No way, no how, no time soon. And we'll get into more stuff, deeper stuff, as we go along. I can help coach you. I can help train you. I can put you on the path to spiritual healing, as I consider it, and I can hook you up with the most awesome internet training online with Traffic Academy from Traffic Authority. And I can help you get top tier North American vetted traffic the best out there for a reasonable price, and I can help you get the tools to better direct and run and qualify your traffic to going into leads and conversions. Alright, you have an awesome evening, a better tomorrow, and God bless.